Joined now by CNN senior legal analyst and former assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, Elie Honig. Ladies and gentlemen, he is back again with more for you. This tape it says a lot. It is evidence that is sort of a pattern by Donald Trump. The fact that he was willing as president to reach out to people who were really at a ground level. He was already talking to the high level folks, but he's trickled down to those making the decision to sign something or not. What does this say about the level of, for lack of a better word, desperation on his part?
Well, sir, I think this is exactly why this is such compelling evidence, potentially, for prosecutors. First of all, prosecutors love tapes. There's nothing better than a tape. You get to play the jury exactly what happened. They can hear the exact words. They don't have to rely on somebody else's memory or characterization of it. They can hear the tonality of the people speaking. And in this case in particular, it sounds like, based on the reporting, the tape is actually going to sort of undermine to some extent what the witnesses have said, the canvassers who received these calls, because it sounds like they tried to shade things in Trump's favor and say it was innocuous. Based on the reporting, it was not so innocuous because, as you said, it shows, first of all, that Donald Trump was engaged. This was a pattern. This wasn't just a bad day, a one-off, a spur of the moment type of incident. He was calling people consistently throughout those desperate weeks after he lost the election. And the second thing, it shows just how deep he's willing to go. I guess it's one thing, it's not a good thing, but it's one thing to call up the Secretary of State of Georgia, to pressure the vice president. When you're on the phone with canvassers directly as president, I think that speaks to a real level of desperation. So prosecutors are going to be very interested in this.
It'll be interesting because it seems like it goes beyond the scope of what a president is supposed to be doing. But again, that's for the courts to decide. So we're going to go back and let you put your prosecutor hat on. Say you got this information, you saw this in the Detroit News, who did a great job breaking this story. What would you do with it?
So first of all, prosecutors absolutely do read the newspapers. They do look at the media. It's a great source of leads. I used to do it quite a bit. The first thing I do if I see this story in the newspaper in Detroit is pump my fist because it's great news. Then I issue 3 subpoenas if they haven't already done this. 2 to each of the canvassers, 1 each, because they're now witnesses. And then the third subpoena, you can subpoena evidence as well to both of them to get the actual recording. That recording is admissible against Trump, assuming his voice is on it. The way you would put it in evidence at a jury trial is you call under a subpoena, if necessary, one of the canvassers or both, and you say, is this your voice? Is this a phone call that you had? Do you know who the other person was? And there you go. It's in evidence. So if prosecutors have not already done this, then I assure you their desks knocking out subpoenas right now.
I was going to ask you about